The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. Back in studio because I couldn't miss episode 75. A very important number. 75 is a big number on its journey towards 100. The most influential. The most inspirational. Most dangerous still.
Talk about it.
Most talked about. Most subbed. Most bit off. New York's #1 podcast for hip hop. The Rap Roundtable is back with episode 75. Yo, we really are everything that I just said.
Recorded.
One of the best albums dropped. Yo, shit, 75 is a lot.
Yeah,
man. Consistent.
Rappers taking shot. Well, not a shot, but addressing things that we've done.
Salute.
Huh?
Listen.
And I love said rapper because we got the retweet.
Yes.
He shared and he showed love for the love that we showed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, most inspirational.
Respect.
Huh?
Setting trends.
Yes, sir.
And one fell swoop, we were the most inspirational, most dangerous. When you watch other podcasts and you see them suddenly wearing dad hats, that's us.
Listen.
Man.
That's us.
Listen, man. And you hear that beat in the background. That beat is homegrown.
That's him.
Organic.
He makes beats holla.
I make beats, holla at me.
All I'm saying.
This wasn't all off of. Let me tap
Google.
Let me type J Dilla beat into this search engine and see what happens.
You actually made it.
I made it. It's mine.
Lo-fi.
It's us.
You know what I'm saying?
Don DeMarco.
So again, when we say, right, most whatever we put behind that, we're really that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look close enough and you listen close enough on the internet, on the other pods, on the internet, as far as like people just saying things in their little tweets or whatever, our bars are always there.
Yes, they are.
The Rap Roundtable is that underground thing that a lot of people know about, but nobody really wants to share because it's theirs. And to the people in the chat who pull up and they're willing to share, we love y'all because you get it. But for the rest of y'all who will be somewhere in the middle of nowhere wearing a Rap Roundtable hat to be cool because it's your thing and it's not theirs, start sharing the shit.
Show love.
Word.
Fuck with it.
Yeah. If you're gatekeeping our shit, stop doing that.
That's
like
a fact.
I appreciate a little gatekeeper energy, but like
That means you fuck with us because you don't want it to get ruined.
I appreciate the energy, but let go of it. Share it. Pass
Open
it around.
the fucking gate. But let certain people in. Don't let everybody in.
Right.
Let certain people in.
We have to get rid of it.
We don't come on here and just say shit. Sin on 74 started it off with a beautiful rant, and everything he said was facts about what this podcast is. And again, when you put on your favorite rapper's new album, and in the opening bars, he's addressing shit that we did, most influential.
Salute.
We're in there.
Salute.
When we say the shit that you're thinking, but you're not confident to say it, most dangerous. When we cut ass or other niggas in the face because we can, most dangerous. It's not that serious, huh? To them, it might be. It might be. To the other people in the space who don't understand what the Rap Roundtable are, we just some niggas with a podcast who like to talk shit. It might be something to them. But we love to have fun here. We're going to keep talking our shit. And we love all the new subscribers, all the OG subscribers. We love y'all. But again, Sin made that beautiful point. Don't gatekeep anymore. Open that motherfucker. Let everybody in on the secret that we are the best podcast going. You know, some people might be more knowledgeable. Some people might know more bars. But if you want to come on, you want to go on your commute, you want to wash the dishes, you just want to sit around, you want to eat, whatever you want to do.
You want to be entertained.
And stop sending your henchmen.
Stop sending your henchmen.
Terrible.
man.
Yo,
Stop sending third parties to attack the Rap Roundtable because you can't do it yourself. Because
if you want it done, do it
That's
yourself
crazy.
But
and
they
do
can't.
it right.
They can't.
That's crazy.
They can't do it themselves. So they got to send third parties to get us out the paint. You heard? But again, this is 2002 and we're Shaq. We ain't getting out the paint.
Heavy paint.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't no subs. It's just the reality of what y'all don't understand, especially in the chat. What y'all don't understand is we fight a lot of battles that y'all don't know about.
That's a fact.
Y'all think this is some funny hee-haw shit. We make it funny because we're funny. But we're fighting a lot of fights with niggas who want us out of the way. And they're upset about the fact that we won't get out of the way. And we have no plans of getting out of the way.
We here now.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck the triangle. You're Rick Smits. We're Shaq. We're not moving.
Through you.
You're Todd McCullough. We're Shaq. We're not moving.
Through you.
You're Dikembe Mutombo. You get it, right? All right. All right.
Check the numbers.
You can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, Twitter. Coming soon, you'll find a Rap Roundtable on Threads because apparently that's the new thing to be on.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
You know what I mean?
We are
Twinstagram.
tonight's entertainment.
So, let's get into it, fellas. Rap Radar is a podcast that, has a guy named B. Dot who says things that really upsets me. And y'all know that I go on these rants about B. Dot because I don't understand why he does what he does sometimes. But on the rarest of occasions, Elliott Wilson has somehow taken the powers from B. Dot and said some things that are very questionable to me. If you're new here, it's your boy Jarv, alongside the Rap Snob,
What up, what up?
alongside Deanie the Balance, alongside the homie Mace.
What's up, man?
Elliott Wilson says in a tweet, greatest male rapper, Jay-Z. Best male rapper, Drake. Greatest female rapper, Nicki Minaj. Best female rapper, Cardi B. Puts 4 trophies at the end of that tweet, the trophy emojis, right?
Yikes.
I'm very befuddled by this tweet. The Rap Roundtable quote tweeted and said B. Dot must have gotten Elliott's account because this is some B. Dot shit right here.
A lot of B-Dot energy.
You know what I'm saying? So say I'm gonna save you because I know you got bars.
Okay, copy.
Macito, you see this tweet. What do you have to say about that? Because I'm confused.
First off, I want to say that you need to understand that you don't need to be white to be a culture vulture. Number
We're
one.
starting there.
You know
Wow.
what I mean?
Nasty
Listen, man. This isn't my first
Wow,
cup. You know what I mean?
bro.
Behind the curtains. My whole thing is this. I understand the phrasing, right? Greatest, best. That's something that everybody kind of goes through.
Sort
you know
of
what
the
I
gray
mean?
area.
Yeah, shouts to the gray area.
I mean,
go tap in.
I was going to say, but my bars are safe for later.
You know what I mean? But my only thing is this, and this is why they thought that B. Dot created the list. In true B. Dot fashion, it's completely wrong. You understand that? I thought about it, right? I said,
Facts.
maybe I should come in here and be a complete homer. You know what I mean? And just say, yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Good job, Elliott, with the 2 T's. You know what I mean? But, I'm not going to be like, athlete fans, right? Like a Jordan fan will be like, Jordan's not only the GOAT, right? It'll be like, he's the best shooter, he's the best dunker, he's the best defender, he's the best. So, Drake fans, OVO team, fall back. It's fine with Drake having the most hits, you know what I mean? Having the longest run, being the hottest rapper in the game, you know what I'm saying? Being the only rapper that can consistently go in #1. Enjoy what Drake can achieve because when you call Drake the best rapper, and he's a great rapper, don't listen to, my guy Kenny Mack, who kept saying Drake makes goof hop in the chat today. We saw it by the 4th time, Kenny. Jesus Christ.
Yo, Kenny Mack, we love you, bro, but come on.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Fall back a little.
So I think it's just a disservice, you know what I mean, to the Nas's, the Ransoms, the Black Thoughts, you know what I mean? Fuck it, the Lil Waynes, you know what I mean? Niggas who get into the booth and say, I want to rap the best. I don't think Drake thinks that when he's making music, you know what I mean? So to just give Drake that title because, he got the most hits, he's nice, you know what I'm saying? And, he's the biggest name. It's a little bit corny. So Elliott, nah, I'm completely off board with that. As you know, the cop or the OVO, you're wrong about that. Drake is not in the first 5 names I would think of when I thought of the best rappers in the game. Now the greatest title, I know y'all might have a little bit of issues with that. You know what I mean? That's pretty much between 2 candidates. So I'm not necessarily mad about the person he picked. But with the best rapper, I thought that was quite egregious.
It's not Cardi. But Deanie the misogynist. Is Cardi B the best rapper?
Save that for Deanie.
No.
I smell what you were stepping in. You know what I mean?
No. I get his sentiments as far as the best and the greatest. Because I feel like down the line, that conversation is going to be Jordan was the greatest and LeBron was the best. That's the way they're going to flip the conversation.
We did that already.
Is LeBron mean Kobe in French?
It's no, and though we all here at the table think
Wrong with
he's
this
the
guy.
greater, the better player, you know what I'm saying? LeBron's just gonna have some numbers that are gonna be really hard to argue. You get what I'm saying? That's gonna be his claim to fame, the same way that's Drake's claim to fame. Those numbers are very hard to argue with.
OVO, we up.
You know what I'm saying? If it was up to me, I'd probably say Jay's the greatest, Nas is the best. But when you look at the numbers, we're talking specifically numbers, bro, and I think that would be Drake as far as the numbers. I can't deny as much as I
That
want.
makes him the best?
Man,
Not,
fuck that shit.
not the best as far as talent, but Jay was an anomaly because Jay was talent and the glitz and the glamour. You get what I'm saying? He was a rare anomaly. I think Drake is more glitz than talent as far as rapping, but the immenseness of it all is just so hard to ignore. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the way you threw Lil Wayne in there.
Right.
I never felt like Lil Wayne would ever, at any point in his career, a better rapper than Drake. But you can't argue with the numbers and the status and the acclaim that Lil Wayne had when he was doing this thing. I think that's where they're trying to go. They're taking it from just specifically in the claim aspect as far as in just the lyrics, rapping, and just being a showman aspect. If you get what I'm saying.
Go ahead, son.
I'm getting antsy, man, because this is complete horseshit. It's absolutely 100% horseshit, man. Like, man. Elliott is coming off very B-dot-ish with this little tweet that he put out. First of all, we're not gonna act like that greatest and best debate is an original thought of his. Like that's something that we shit. How long ago
Forever.
did we do that? Like 3-4 years ago?
Forever.
Bro. Like
That's
that.
what we do. That might have been before this podcast was a thing, honestly.
That's a fact. That was when we came on to the gray area.
Yeah.
And we did that. So we set the tone for that like long ago, right? So we just to reiterate what we were talking about earlier, you know what I mean? Like they watching, they paying attention, you know what I mean? But look, man, Drake is the best at what, really? You know what I mean? So we're talking about Jay-Z. He says Jay-Z is the greatest, Drake is the best. Now, if we're parsing that out, I guess, you know, the greatest rapper has the most accomplishments, but then the best has a career that is exemplified by you know, just being great at what you do and exemplifying that. You know what I mean? So when I think of like the best at anything, whether it's you know, a ball player, a rapper, whatever, it's not necessarily the person that puts up the most numbers, but the person that gets the most results, maybe brings home the most chips if we're talking about, you know, ball players or whatever. And so if we're talking about greatest versus best, for the greatest debate, you're gonna have to decide between Jay-Z and Drake. You know what I mean? You can't just have it both ways where Jay-Z is the greatest and Drake is the best. As far as the greatest is gonna be like the person that puts up like the most numbers or the person that has the most accomplishments, right? And to me, that's gonna be Jay-Z. But when we're talking about the best, we're talking about like the things that don't necessarily make the stat sheet, right? The best is Nas. And like if he hasn't proven it at this point in 2023 after the last couple years of the run that he's had with Hit Boy, like I don't know what else he needs to do to prove it, right? But I mean, I don't see how you put Drake in this conversation when like 50% of the time he's singing, 15% of the time he's being like a fake Jamaican, fake dancehall artist. 5% of the time he's making
bro. That's
preschool,
crazy,
my
bro.
first house album. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not having that. You cannot put Drake in this conversation of greatest versus best. Jay-Z is the greatest. Nas is the best. I would be happy with that. If you want to like flip it around, you flip it around. But it's between one of those two. Get Drake the fuck out of here.
Nothing on Cardi?
Oh, Cardi, I didn't even.
Not worth your time?
Not worth my time.
Okay.
No.
Fair play. Elliott.
Like, who is this guy? Where'd he come from? And why do we fucking keep acting like he's somebody that we need to fuck with? Get rid of this guy.
Here's the thing. much like I ranted on B. Dot during the lunch hour, I wanted to know how B. Dot got his position in hip hop to even have this voice. After this tweet, I have to ask the same question of Elliott. Mason in the group chat told me some things that I don't know if I'm privy to say it or not. But Elliott is known for doing things based on who he's in relationships with at the time of his opinions. So if you say Hov is the GOAT, right? I'm a Jay-Z fan. I got a intense amount of respect for Nas. I know that there's a lot of Nas fans that watch our podcast. They know where I stand on Nas and Jay-Z of it all. He's my favorite rapper. I have my right to say I believe he's the GOAT. If you believe Nas is the GOAT, we can argue about it. Sid and I have been arguing about this shit. We push it, 15 years now. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? We're going to always argue about that. But if you tell me you believe Nas is the GOAT, especially what he's done recently, all right, we can talk about it, right? Nas, Jay-Z, GOAT discussions, we can have it. There's a few other names in that conversation, but to me, that's where it stops, Nas and Hov. Then we go to best, right? It felt like you put Drake in that best conversation because you needed Drake somewhere. Are we even sure Drake is better than some of his contemporaries right now? Because best is a whole other conversation. I remember I talked about this for years. I think even back to the library days. If you want to say Jordan is the GOAT, I used to say Kobe is the best basketball player I ever saw. But Jordan, based on what he's done, his accomplishments, he's the GOAT. And if you take it a step further, Kareem might be the GOAT, just based on resume alone. You know what I'm saying? Drake is not the best rapper ever. He's the most statistically successful rapper ever. But best means that you are the best at that particular skill set. Writing bars, flows, etc. He's not. Like, I don't think I'm breaking new ground saying that. He's not better than Jay-Z at rapping. He's not better than Nas at rapping. Fuck, he's not better than Ransom at rapping. You know what I'm saying? He might not be better than Cole at rapping. He might not be better than Kendrick at rapping.
Not current Cole.
I don't know. I just don't know. Is he better than Weezy at his prime? Pen assisted and all?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's two of my guys.
If you
know
just
what I
say
mean?
he's
Fighting
the
over
best
your
because you
favorite
want
kid.
to, to me, I get it. We talked about making lists and doing these things. If you're doing things to appease a fan base, don't do it. That's what we keep saying, most dangerous. Because when we start giving our opinions, we move the fan bases to the side and we just tell you what we think about the space.
It is.
And if it means we get tomatoes thrown at us by a specific fan base, which has happened, but at the same time, we were willing to step into that. You can't be in hip-hop. When did hip-hop become so cowardly? Hip-hop was about sticking your chest out. A part of it was that. When did it become so political to where you got to make sure you cover all your bases so you can get an interview? I know Rap Radar is a big platform. And if you say something bad about Hov or Drake, you might not get that interview.
Offend the political
You
connects.
don't want to offend the political connects. I understand that, right? But if you a real nigga and you led with being a real nigga and you led with I'm about the culture, the political connects who are, if you're really about hip hop, they wouldn't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas didn't like Jay-Z, but he still sat in front of them because they stood on what they believed in. If Jay-Z was still a full-time rapper and Hot 97 still meant what it meant, Flex would still get those interviews.
Yeah.
Even after everything. Because he stood on what he believed in. If you decide to be a politician, you get herbed in a lot of these situations. And you say bullshit on Twitter. And then you say bullshit on Twitter not only to not offend niggas, you trying to antagonize your fans, which is also whack to me. Because click media culture has got it to a point where you just saying shit for a reaction. And yeah, the Rap Roundtable gets reactions, but we get reactions based on what we really believe in. We not just saying some shit to piss niggas off. Because that's to me, that's like
Corny.
what's
Corny.
empty calorie shit. We want to have a real conversation with you.
This ain't love and hip hop. This is hip hop.
Not at all.
You heard?
And if you a Rap Radar, you one of the top platforms in the space, stop being so fucking irresponsible about your opinions. Just for the sake of
Amen.
trending. Fuck that. Fuck a trend.
Keep it a bean and
The
stand
realest
on it.
opinions trend. We're by comparison of Rap Radar, we're nobodies. But anytime the Rap Roundtable puts out a list, It fucking trends,
clicks, man.
because we say some shit that niggas react to, and we're nobodies by comparison of these other platforms. Why is that? Because it's real shit.
Yeah.
When it comes to Cardi B, she's not the best rapper. It's so shit. Shane Noir's right there. Rhapsody's right there. Queen Latifah's right. There's so many bests. Fuck.
Lauryn Hill.
And can I just
Lauryn Hill.
mention the
Yeah,
fact
need to mention that.
that, listen, man, we OVO team up. You might catch your boy at that Drake concert when he come to this city. You might. You feel what I'm saying?
Pricey
You know?
tickets.
But I find it very weird that your two best rappers were rappers with huge ghostwriting allegations.
Right.
Like, how, like, what the fuck is
MC
going
Lyte?
on?
No?
I mean, this is the thing. Like, I don't
A mill?
understand what is
Certified
Kim?
ghostwriting
Foxy?
allegations.
Kim Foxy, yes.
I'm
Like,
just throwing
go to
names
their
out.
writing credits.
Doja Cat. All right, I'm on.
what does he mean by best is what I want to know, because like
I'm thinking
what
total
I
accolades.
consider the word best in this context, in this conversation, I don't think that's what he's considering best. I think
What-
he's putting best as like a completely different category than what we think.
He gotta explain that shit. 'Cause what
He
the fuck
has
does
to explain
mean?
it.
Because in my eyes, greatest is resume and best is skill set.
Yes.
Cardi's not that.
Absolutely not.
And I love Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've come around on Cardi because you know what? Even if there are allegations about who writes her bars, to me, Cardi's more hip hop than Nicki. And what I mean by that is, hear me out.
Okay.
Nicki's a megastar. She's a pop star now. To me, once you cross over to pop star, it's difficult to still be hip hop and be a pop star. Many have tried. Only a few have been successful. Cardi will be in the fucking trenches.
True.
With anybody.
True.
Then still go to
And then-
France and be a megastar.
Well, did the K Flock drink? It was
That's
still,
what I'm trying
it
to
was
say.
still Regular
Cardi is culture, bro.
Glorilla.
You feel what I'm
Way
saying?
up.
So it's like
What was the latest shit she did?
the joint she just did with whatever her name is. I don't know. You threw it in the group chat. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm old, bro. Some of these
Video
rappers
was
I don't
good
know.
Money. Good money on the video though.
I'm gonna keep
Fendi
it
the
a
rapper, I think was her name.
Fendi the rapper. There we go.
But she's willing to, even if it's just a political play, she's willing to do that. And then when she does these verses, it's raw. She's not acting like a commercial figure. Yeah, sir.
I think this is the narrative that I mean I think some of these
Charlamagne said some dumb shit about
right
that. But go ahead.
some of these industry heads are like kind of falling in line into this narrative, because Charlamagne made that point too, where like he said that Cardi is like, you know, the Jay-Z for female rappers
wildin',
or some
man.
shit like
He's
that.
wildin'.
And now here
Charlamagne
comes
got beef with Nicki, by the
Get
way.
rid of this
right,
guy.
and now here comes, you know, Elliott propping Cardi up like that as well, and
Political play.
it's just like it's a narrative that they're trying to feed into the culture, and we're not having it.
And this
you
is
know,
why
like-
people look to podcasts like ours, because we have nothing to lose. We have, you know what I mean? We don't have any relationships with these artists, so we can just say how we really feel.
Right.
House money.
And
Nicki is-
Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj are both greater and better than Drake and Cardi B,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, hands down. Hands down. Nicki's greater than and better than. But to me, Nicki, especially in modern women culture, if you go on the interwebs, you working around young people like myself, I'm in these high schools, I'm in these schools, I understand what they're coming up in. Nicki's more of a representation of that than, not Nicki, Cardi is more of a representation of that than Nicki is. Because to me, as famous as Cardi is, she's way more raw.
Right.
She ain't,
Absolutely.
she has not, like, she's throwing ass in these videos. She,
Yeah.
like, she's not a megastar. She ain't lose who she was along the way.
Right.
right.
But
Right.
I got a question for y'all before we move on. There's a sentiment on Twitter specifically that Cardi never has to drop again. She could just keep doing these features where she gets off, whoever wrote it, I don't know, and never have to drop another album again. Are we in lockstep with that? Sinas, I'll come to you first.
It's possible. This is alluding to, you know, something that we might talk a little bit more about later. Yeah, I mean, it's a new era, it's a new age. It's possible that she might be able to just keep herself relevant through features and through Lucy's here and there, and maybe not drop a single album for the rest of her career. I mean, like, but I mean, I think the difference with Cardi is that like everybody got to know her off of a TV show, right?
lot of people tried. She's the only one who was that successful.
No. I'm not. No.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not saying that the only reason she's successful is because of the TV show.
Okay, fair.
But I am. But it is a fact that like most people got to know her through the TV show, and she was able to flip that into an amazing career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and shouts to her for that. Like I'm not taking anything away from that, but it's different from an artist that people got to know them through the music and through putting out mixtapes and grinding in the music industry. Not to say that Cardi didn't grind. She still grinded with some mixtapes. But again, the bulk of her audience and her fans came through the show. So they're whoever was a fan from the show is probably gonna stick by her no matter what she does. And it has nothing to do with the actual music that she put out to begin with. So yeah, she could probably get by on.
I respect what you're saying, Sam, but at the end of the day, your favorite female rapper is not rocking a thong bikini and throwing ass in a music video for a relatively unknown artist during a feature. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Thong bikinis and yams wins every time. I don't know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But if that's part of the feature, has she done
It's
a feature?
part of the aesthetic.
What has she done a feature that does not involve a video?
No, absolutely
Exactly.
not. It's gonna work until it doesn't.
Branding,
right?
bro.
No.
But she's not the best.
But I'm just saying. I'm agreeing.
Okay.
I'm agreeing that she could get by on doing that because that's what the market is today.
It's gonna work until it doesn't, right? Okay. Like if she keeps dropping hot verses, we gonna say, hey, all she needs is features. But the first whack verse she drops, it's gonna be like, well, my nigga, you know what I mean? Because I remember when that shit with Kanye and Lil Durk dropped, niggas is like, damn,
bro.
Like what's good with Cardi, bro? You know what I'm saying? So, you know. Obviously, and no shots at Cardi, but we don't expect the same, kind of artistry out of you that we may expect out of others.
We hold her to a lower standard that she gets away with this shit?
Absolutely. Right. That's what I was just getting at. We just hold it to a lower standard.
DD's face says it. I wish I could see the face DD just made.
Like, if the shit she dropped was absolutely trash, we wouldn't care, bro. As long as the video was kind of clicking, like. Of course she could do this for the rest of her. Yo, first of all,
bikini with the yams is enough.
First of all, like who here is saying, yo, that new Cardi dropping? We gotta hear it. We're not doing that,
Nobody.
bro.
The IG video with Offset grabbing the yams.
Bingo. All she gotta do, drop a couple joints. Yes, the visuals are needed because men are visual. You know what I'm saying? That visual aesthetic is necessary for her to do what she has to do. But does she have to drop albums? No, she doesn't. Like, come on.
Shit, let's move on, y'all.
Yeah, before we get in trouble.
But I think I did want to add that I think that the newer generation of listeners are not just listeners but also watchers. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's just they down with the
natural progression of the culture. So say I'm coming to you.
Yeah,
your boy OVO Sin. Drake is on tour, right? And apparently, when he made a stop in Chicago, he was throwing some shots at your boy Kendrick Lamar, your favorite rapper, more than us.
Don't do that.
Does Drake really want to smoke with Kendrick?
First of all, Kendrick is not my favorite rapper more than Nas.
He is though.
And that's not what the podcast.
Nobody believes me, bro. More people. Nas really might be number 3 on your list, behind 3 Stacks. Honestly.
No, don't do that, man. That's not even close.
It's pause recording.
Nas and Kendrick are closer than some people might like.
Wow.
On my list.
Wow.
Wow.
But
actually,
but it's
crazy,
still Nas
bro.
above Kendrick.
Actually,
I
hope so.
That's crazy.
It's not that wide of a gap, yo. But
hey,
yo.
We did it, Joe.
One more time, Proceeds.
You took it right back from DD, bro.
Jeez, bro. The legend, the myth himself.
Wow.
I'll just go ahead and put the badge back.
Yo.
Hey, it's my title. It's my title.
Yo.
Pause king of the table.
Man, bro. Carry on.
Yes. Does Drake want the smoke with Kenny? Was your question?
Yes.
He don't want no smoke with Kenny.
He on stage talking like he do.
Look, man, like this shit, this recent shit he's been doing feels like extra petty, like just extra sassy. He don't want no real smoke, man. I think maybe he's feeling like a little emotional, like maybe Sephora ran out of his favorite nail polish.
Wow.
I don't know what it is, but he's taking it out on Kendrick and also Childish Gambino for some reason, like Donald Glover. I don't know, but like, look, man, the man went on stage. He shot some subs over in Kenny's direction in front of like his entire peanut gallery. Like, if he would have done it anywhere else, done it on an interview, and I thought it was an interview, but apparently it was at a show, right? So if he would have done it in an interview, maybe even on social media, like something, but he went in front of his whole peanut gallery, like the droves of people that paid to see him live. Like, of course, everybody that's there is gonna agree with what he's saying, and like it's ultimately pointless to me. Like, I don't believe Aubrey really wants to smoke. I think he's just running out of inspiration, and he feels like he needs to have some type of chip on his shoulder to keep him going and give him some to shoot for. Yeah, but like I think it's just like I mentioned earlier, earlier a few days ago, based on when you're all seeing this. I think he's just coming to the realization that like his recent output has been uninspired and people have seen through it. And he just, he desperately wants to make something that's meaningful, and it's not coming for him. And so he's just like shooting these random shots at people. Now, like, we know that him and Kenny have had some history, but like, he don't want that smoke. Kendrick is like head and shoulders above anything that Drake does. Like, that's all it is.
Mesito.
Listen, man. Listen, I just spent the last segment telling you who Drake, wasn't better than. But one person he is better than is Mr. Auntie's nephew himself, Kenny Lamar. Listen, Drake's not scared of Kendrick, bro, at all. You know what I mean? Like, if there's any more time to want to get at this dude, it's when he's kissing his cousin in videos. It's when he's running around in Fugazi Jordans. You know what I mean? It's when he's dropping absolute duds of an album. You know what I mean? Now, hey, listen. Maybe he's making the wrong move.
Crazy.
Maybe he's making the wrong move, like the local celebrity rapper once did with Nas at his lowest. You know what I mean? Maybe he is. I don't think he is. You know what I mean? Because Kenny don't got no battle-tested bars. You know what I mean? He ain't sent a shot at anybody since motherfucking Control, bro. Nobody's nervous about Kenny. This is what I'm saying. And he's at the absolute weakest he's ever been. And listen, why not send shots at him? We know we ain't gonna hear nothing until 2028 about it, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So of course, why not stomp on this guy when he's, in the off season? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, Facts. Yeah, he ain't worried about Kenny Lamar at all.
Oh shit.
Kenny.
You should be.
This is like me from yesterday, dog. You
inspired me, bro.
You summed it up, dog. Oh, like it's just like I use T-Mac with the back spasms, man. I'm going
to go back to
Grant Hill with the knee. Get the fuck Vince Carter with the ankle and the knee.
The fuck are you talking about?
The nigga just don't jump the way he used to, dog.
The fuck are you talking about?
He don't got the hops the way he used to. Niggas used to see Vince go up in clear area, bro. Niggas didn't. Shout out to Vince. Had a illustrious career, but niggas didn't feel that way watching him. Come on, you see what happened to Mac, dog? Mac was like a 30-night nigga. You know what I'm saying?
What happened though?
What? Them back spasms.
You saying Kenny had back spasms?
5 years worth.
Damn.
Kendrick has been throwing shots at Drake since 2009.
Both. Both. And you said there wasn't an interview. There was an interview with the niggas when he was talking to Elliott Wilson. He said, yo, tell me how that Control verse starts. And the whole crowd was silent, bro. Silent. You tell me how it starts.
Here you
know what I'm saying?
Here you go with
Control the hot seat with the lyrics.
You're
Back
one.
on the hot seat with the-
He's in one trick
Job-
pony.
It's getting spicy in
It
here.
wasn't me. This was Drake who posed this
Bro,
question.
he's a one trick pony. If he's feeling flustered, he's gonna go back to. Do you remember the verse? Can you recite
was
the verse
Drake. That
on
wasn't-
the dime?
that wasn't me
like,
this time.
at the drop of a dime,
You
like
said
right
this
now.
shit- you said this shit was
right now
earth-shattering.
with
Earth-shattering.
two drinks in your system. Recite that verse word for word
Nigga,
right now.
50
bro.
drinks in your system, you can recite any
yo,
Nas
bro,
verse,
Spit
nigga.
hit him up.
Stop
I'm
it,
sorry,
bro. Any
bro.
10, 20
hit him
drinks
up.
in your system, you can give me any Nas verse off Illmatic, bro.
Not-
This shit
not-
don't
not-
get like that, bro.
Rapping,
Bro.
you monkey.
I want
flipper.
problems
Bro.
always.
He's not
listen.
at the top of his powers. The nigga don't feel afraid. Nigga just came off a
You
5-year hiatus.
keep
the
compar-
album was
you-
mid-guard.
You keep comparing verses and material that I listened to and we listened to in our formative years that are ingrained in our mind
Control's formative?
to stuff that we listened to in our 30s and 40s. Like, that's not the same, bro.
Groundbreaking verse that you don't remember how it starts?
It's not the same.
Copy.
Big Sean had the better verse.
Mind you.
I was 23 when Control came out, and all I remember is that condom part. We talk about tying a condom to
Bro,
a dread.
That verse,
and shit.
man, it's top 5 most overrated verse.
Most
ever.
overrated verse of all time. The nigga came off the 5-year hiatus. We thought we was gonna get something powerful. We got Mr. Mid and the Mid-Steppers. After that, the
it's an
features.
amazing
We got
album.
a feature with Beyonce, Mid. We got the song with
did numbers and it
Baby
got
Keem.
critical acclaim.
Super trash. Don't
Yo,
even lie to me.
what's
So
the name-
you said
Yo,
you
what's
liked
the-
it.
What's the name of them girls again?
Flyana
Flyana. They
Come
might as
on,
well be
bro.
them bitches.
Bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shit
No
was
matter
trash.
what y'all want to say.
My son don't feel no fear, bro.
No
I'm
matter
sorry.
How much
I didn't mean to
y'all
say
wanna-
that.
No matter how much I want to kick this narrative, like it did numbers, and second, it got the critical.
Yo, get Sid out of here, bro. For real, bro. Get Sid out of here.
Sid about to tell us about the tour numbers.
The tours were sold out. Like
The
where did he
nigga
go
was
wrong
on
with
Ghost for
that?
5 years.
He's a superstar.
He could have
Where
made.
did
He
he
could
go
have just
wrong
said, "Yo,
with the
come
album?
see me." He
Where
would have
did
said,
he
"Come
go
see
wrong
me."
with
nigga.
the album? Other than like
album.
y'all didn't like it because y'all wasn't on the wavelength.
Hey,
Don't
look.
do that, bro.
Hey, look.
We the
I don't-
OVO team. You want to talk numbers, man?
I don't have too much to add to it. Besides, I want to see the battle, right? Because at this point, Drake is barking up the tree, and don't make that tree fall on you. That's all I'm gonna say. Because as much as we get on Kendrick for Mr. Mid and the Mid-Steppers, Kendrick is no fucking slouch. Because the Hard Part 5 did happen, and he rapped,
Amazing.
and he showed you on the Hard Part 5. He's like that.
Last time I felt that way about anything he's made. was that
Expert
film.
rap. I said it.
What was that?
I
that
called
was last year, right?
right.
The one joint on the album.
I
last
called
year.
Kendrick-
One joint on the album.
I called Kendrick a shogun after that song. I'm on wax saying that. But the album was so shaky that they had to add the Heart Part 5 to it to boost the streams. Hold on.
Because Dini was talking like it's been 5 years. That was
I ain't
last
talking-
year.
I mean, it has been 5 years though, nigga. Prior to the one from last year, it has been 5 years though.
so prior
Dini,
to
man.
the one from last year, it was
That
5
job's
years
still
ago.
cooking.
Like what?
Bro. You've been
Prior to
gone.
the-
You've been
prior to
gone
the
for
one-
5 years.
Right.
On your appearance, you make something very mid. You like it, but you're in a very small people that fuck with it like that.
Word.
It's
You
not.
are,
It's not
bro.
just me.
You
It's
are,
not,
bro.
It's not just me.
He ain't saying you're in a small minority.
group of niggas. It's a very
But
small.
all I'm saying is,
that
hold
really
up.
true, baby?
It is.
We gotta
Bro,
move on.
niggas
All
love
I'm saying
Kendrick,
is,
Hey,
The
listen,
album-
don't
mid, though.
bark up that tree, Drake, because that tree will fall on you.
That's a possibility.
What I will say to the space in totality is Kendrick fans need to not act like it's a landslide if he gets in that ring with Drake. Drake is no fucking slouch. Believe what you want to believe about how sweet he is, the pink nail polishes, the whatever the fuck, right? He's shown in battles that he's willing to get in the ring and he's willing to trade shots. He did lose to Pusha T, but it wasn't like he got railroaded around Pusha T. He threw some solid shots at Pusha T that landed, and Pusha T needed Adidon to land.
Yeah.
Because before Adidon landed, people were ready to get at the Drake.
And W freestyle was hard.
W freestyle was hard, and honestly, W freestyle got better over time, but Adidon was just that much
Powerful,
better.
yeah.
99 is like
He beat Meek, he lost to Pusha, he's lost to guys that the streets love. I don't know if the streets love Kendrick as much, so this battle will be intriguing, but I need to see it because to me, this is a push, right? Quick aside, I do have one gripe with Drake. He's been doing this. He's been doing this hair thing for a very long time, but he still has no hang time. I'm bothered by that. He's mixed. His hair grows really fast.
Light skinned niggas had the hang time. What happened?
How do you have straight backs with no hang time after this long?
Hell?
What the fuck is going on? You got extensions?
We were just talking Pusha T and
No.
Jim Jones. They both had the same hair forever.
For like 40
yeah,
years.
but Pusha T has hang time. Capo has hang time.
True.
They got 30 years.
Drake's braids are attached to the back of his neck.
years.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just concerned.
That's the Canadian version.
Like, what type of nigga you are to get extensions because you had a Caesar with a fucking heart. Then you had braids all of a
They
sudden.
must not be making the grease
So
good in Canada.
as much as I
Toronto straight back.
as much as I want to see Drake and Kendrick battle, I'm not sure Kendrick is losing to a nigga with hair extensions. I'm just saying. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
He
dog.
That's
still
a
has
Betty
no
White,
hang
bro.
time. No hang time. Almost a year. That's what I'm saying.
I seen the clip of
He has
Drake.
a Jewish mother and he's from Toronto, man.
That's why he should have hang
we
time.
rate on the
Everything
curve?
you need to have long hair, dog.
Come on, bro.
Drake was walking out the tunnel towards his tour opener, and I swear, like it looked like he didn't even feel like being there.
He hates this shit.
He hates
Yo,
it.
Drake,
He
come out
hates
the
it.
closet, bro. It's okay.
You might have to censor that one, Joe.
I'm not.
Damn it,
Mace, coming to you.
Hey.
Music at the top. So on the lunch hour, you made a comment. We don't want you to make a list.
All right.
But you said that specifically Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine have had runs that make you feel like some of our stalwarts from the 90s need to come off of their position.
Absolutely.
So at this point in episode 75, not a list, but who would those three guys replace from the 90s as far as lore?
They said the names, right, Joe?
I did.
Well,
Sid did.
listen.
Deanie did.
Listen here. I decided to, kind of do it on a scale almost, right? Like, so I'm gonna make you comfortable. Or pause. But I feel like I'll make you more uncomfortable with each choice that I make, right? So with Benny, you know who we gonna replace on the all-time list for Benny? We gonna replace Mr. One Good Album himself, the Jizza. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
This nigga.
I'm sorry,
bro. Sin's ready
That's
for
crazy.
war
Listen,
right now. I
man.
can see the look in his
Listen,
eyes.
I'm sorry.
I don't want peace.
I love the war.
I want problems always.
I love the 90s. I love that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in
Did
those
we really
times.
put Jizza in those lists though?
Yeah.
We won't anymore.
People in our space.
He's
Put
regarded
on that greatest lyricist.
albums.
He's recorded. He's recognized.
I don't know. I need you to be a little bit more courageous with your
Say
pick.
less. So now that Sin has agreed,
There's two
Jizza
more
has
picks.
no place on this list. I appreciate that. You know who we gonna replace? We gotta get Conway on this list.
Okay.
So you know who we gonna replace Conway with?
That lightly.
Another nigga with one good album, Most Def. I don't want to ever hear about Most Def again, bro. Black on both sides, and them the only sides he ever showed, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Holy luminary, Batman.
Get him off
We
the
can't make
list.
this shit up.
Alright, Conway done dropped heat. Yo, Sid ready to go here. Since I was in my mid-20s, and I'm not
legends.
there no more.
Hold
man.
hold on, Sin. There's one more.
It's one more.
Oh wait, there's more.
All right, now listen. Just like I said, we was gonna work our way up on
Most
this.
said
Nah,
it just-
I see what's going on here. Y'all motherfuckers jumped me in this segment.
Most-
Y'all
so Mos
conspired
Def-
against me. I see what's going
I
on
have
here.
nothing to do with this.
Oh, I'm
Mos
sure
and
you
the
don't.
I have
Jizza.
nothing to do with it.
Listen
Motherfuckers
here, man.
have a list.
Is Black
ready
Thought
to
safe?
go?
We got
He said it.
Is Black Thought safe, man?
I just
It's
seen
what they
his
asked
list.
for.
Is Black Thought safe? That's what I want to know.
This nigga John went there. Yo,
Black
put it-
Thought- you know
both
what,
of y'all
Diddy?
put a list together.
Black Thought
Get
ain't
Sin,
on no list of mine.
Superman.
Oh,
shit.
You know what I mean? So he's safe
I'm getting
because
jumped.
he's too
I see
far
what's going
down
on
on the
here.
list anyway.
Conspiracy.
He's a Tyreek too far
So
down.
he's too far down. We already done passed him up, man. Now listen here. I decided for, because the originally we were talking about Ransom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's what we were talking about originally. One of the masters of the craft.
Artist.
You know what I mean? Almost a modern Cool G rap to me with the way he just breaks
Don't do
down.
that. Don't do that.
His
He did it.
style
Don't
is
do that. He
impeccable.
did it.
It's
Don't do
been
that.
done. They can run it back in season. But you know, at first I was gonna go for low hanging fruit, right? I was a little bit scared. You know what I mean? I was like, y'all know I go crazy, but I was thinking to myself, I don't even think I should do this. You know what I mean?
How low was the fruit hanging, bro?
Listen, man,
Hey,
you. So at first I thought, you know what? Ransom's gonna replace Method Man, right? But I thought to myself, Method Man is only about the 4th hottest nigga in his crew anyway. Ransom been passed him up. He don't got no classics. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple
That's
hot
crazy,
verses
bro.
on a classic. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't really.
He has no classic
really
album.
like that. He ain't really like
Mace
that.
is coming for blood today.
So
man.
what I said is, you know what I mean? There's a gentleman who I love. You know what I mean? A gentleman who's a legend. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the brother ain't dropped a hot album in 20 years. So Redman, you off the list for Ransom.
Sincere
okay?
got the Arthur fist right now. Y'all
Wow.
know the Arthur fist, that shaking fist, y'all.
The list.
That's
you know what I'm saying? You ain't dropped a good
crazy.
album since 98. You know what I'm saying? When
Roundtable.
Mike was finishing up his last 3-peat in Chicago, and Ransom been going hard
Facts.
since about 99.
That
You
album,
understand
that
me?
album was different
You know
for
what I
me,
mean?
bro.
So I love you, Redman. But you know what I mean? Just like the MTV Cribs you did, we're gonna have to put you out the pasture, brother. And those are the 3 names on the list that are being replaced.
Real quick, Dini, who you had?
God
Because
damn.
we got to
I
get this in.
didn't have. I mean, I figured somewhere you would chuck J. Cole in there for somebody that's a little more like legendary, but not like. Oh my God, I
He
didn't
said
really have.
90s legends. He
Yeah.
got him out of there.
Fuck up out of there, man.
Everyone I could think of is still kind of a 90s legend, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's still rapping. I would think maybe Kiss, but Kiss is still at an all-time highway and shit. I didn't really have anybody, bro. I'm not ready to take any. Jizza, damn, that's Redman,
Bye.
bro.
Gone.
That's tough.
Sincere,
I think
how do you
Redman-
feel about
Nah,
this?
I can't do that with Redman, bro.
Bye.
Not Redman.
This is
Too
insulting
much of a
and
originator.
He said it's insulting.
It hurts.
That's the name dropped in 98.
What the fuck?
So out of line. Look,
Oh, my Lord.
no, look, no. If we want to add names to the list, I'm for it. But we're not removing anybody. Anybody that reached legendary status in the 90s, in the most competitive era of rap ever. Their spot is solidified. We're not moving anybody out of there. Redman, like fucking What the Album.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. Who did you say?
Mace did it.
Most Def, Black on Both Sides.
Legendary
I
album.
don't care. Like I don't care. I'm not. I don't want to be disrespectful, right? Whatever material current rappers in this space
Ransom
are
better
putting
than most, bro.
out, it's not fucking with Black on Both
Doesn't
Sides.
Ransom have
I'm
an
sorry.
album better than Black on Both Sides.
There's no album. There are very
Meaning
few albums
One
in
hot
history that
album
are
every 25
better
year
than
average.
Black on Both Sides.
Damn it, man.
So I understand the clip at which people are putting out material out is higher right now, but that doesn't mean that it automatically eclipses the greatness.
Why not?
They can because it just doesn't. Like
Based on
there's a like if there's a monument, no matter how many smaller monuments you build around it, the
Most Def
monument,
got a monument?
Black on Both Sides is a monument, bro.
It is a beautiful album.
It's monumental. It's a monumental
In the
album.
projects, maybe. I don't know.
not even the projects, bro. Like
I don't know.
Album fire,
It-
bro. I ain't gonna lie.
no, that's
fire ass album.
So you mean that? So you one of them niggas?
Black on
That,
Both Sides is a 5 mic classic.
so what
album.
you saying is you one of them niggas that feel like there's nothing from now that can move a '90s nigga out of the way.
especially with one.
Is that
joint,
how you feel, son?
with
I,
one classic.
wait, not the names you mentioned.
Sincere the politician.
Not Redman. Not Most Def.
Most
Conway,
Listen.
Conway?
I might give you Jizza, maybe, but I mean, even then, the Liquid Sword, like, I'm sorry.
He's worked up.
I'm sorry, but Kanye. Conway has not put out anything that's coming close to Liquid Swords. Conway has not put out anything that's coming close to Black on Both Sides. Like Conway, he might have put out something that's maybe close to Tikal, possibly.
He better than them niggas, bro.
I mean,
as a
I got
skill set,
50 great ransom verses
as
for
a skill,
one great most def verse.
we could talk about a skill
Is
set.
most better than Quali?
We could talk. We could
Yes.
talk about most is better than Quali. But we could talk about like putting them in a cipher and who's gonna rap better. But in terms of moving certain names and certain artists out of a list when they've achieved what they achieved and when they put out the albums that they put out that were like groundbreaking, monumental, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I'm sorry. I'm the type of nigga that
Sim wants like the NBA where we just add an extra 25 niggas.
I'm
to
just
the
the
50.
type of nigga that's gonna get Bob Cousy out the way when Kyrie come down the lane.
That's
You feel what
what I'm saying.
sorry,
All I'm
bro.
saying is this.
That's the hard part.
Chat, let us know what you think
Most
about what
Def
May
ain't no
said.
Bob Cousy, bro.
What
Like,
Deanie said,
Most
what
Def-
Sin
Most
said.
Def- Most Def is gonna jump in the
Right,
ring
Bob
right now.
Cousy got
Cousy was
9
nice,
rings,
bro.
and Most Def has one.
Most Def is gonna jump in the ring right now and out rap motherfuckers. He will do it.
Listen,
Still nice.
are the picks Mace made getting Jizza, Most Def, and what was the third one?
Method Man and Redman.
Maybe
Method Red out the way.
Both of them.
Chat, let us know. I know you have some biases, but let's be fair here. We gotta move on.
Copy.
I tried to be fair and like maybe
just said
see
we
the
gotta
Jizza
move on.
argument.
Here goes
But
Sin.
I'm not even seeing that. No, fuck out of here. None of the names you mentioned get moved out. Fuck out of here. Go.
Get him out of here, man.
First of all.
Sin right now. Coil Ray dropped, right? And after all the hype, the rollout, even did our favorite podcast, the Math Half of My Expert Experience podcast. She only did 10K on her first week after all that radio play, after all the TikTok views, after everything involved with Coil Ray, even down to being on stage with Busta Rhymes. 10K equivalent first week. Lil Boozy comes out and he says that based on what Coil Ray's first week numbers look like, the game must be rigged. I feel like the Rap Roundtable, matter of fact, I know the Rap Roundtable gave y'all, shout out to Mace, a breakdown of what the industry is or isn't, statistically. So I have to beg the question again, after what happened to Coil Ray, right? Have the industry plants finally ruined the rap game for the real niggas? They need a balance.
Yeah, they have. Like any other thing, when a product is oversaturated, it fucks the market up. This used to be a culture, a genre, a space where you actually had to have real talent. I'm not saying that to shit on Coil Ray, because some music's more poppy and based on like other sounds blended into just basically give you a feel. She's not really a lyricist or anything like that. She's just really trying to give you some good tunes, which I can't be mad at. But it's hard to do in this genre, man, because you can do both. Like, and I like Coil Ray. I think Coil Ray has great singles, but I just think nobody's trying to hear an album from her. The best example I could give you is, let's say you're a nigga that like Pink Starburst, right? You don't want to buy the pack no more. You just want to get the pack of all pink. You get what I'm saying? Right. Because you don't want to hit the orange she got. You don't want to hit the yellow. You want to hit the red. I just want to hit a pink. So just buy a pack of pinks and just treat it like that.
You just want Coil Ray's pink. Is that what you're saying?
Damn, that's beastie, Sin.
Wow.
That's beastie. But
I mean, Coil Ray's pink is a good thing.
She's an attractive lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think people don't want to hear albums from her. I think people just want to hear like the TikTok hits, the shits that get the vibe going. No one's trying to hear and dedicate themselves to a true listening project from Coil Ray, unfortunately.
Sincere.
You might be surprised at my take here, but I don't necessarily think that industry plans are ruining necessarily the industry. I just think the industry is going through a flux right now. If we look back at like, years and decades ago, like in the 50s, into the 60s, like the game in the industry was singles driven that whole time. Like LPs as a format wasn't introduced to like right before 1950, right? It was like 1948, somewhere in that range. And so like once I was introduced, like it took the industry like a little bit, some time, some years to really get acclimated to like people putting out material in that format, in the long play format. And so for a while after that, like the industry was still very much singles driven. Like if you had, a dope single, you was lit, you was popping, right? But then once the LP took over, like artists wanted to, make larger collections of songs. And now the artists who were winning was either A, the artist that had the best collection of songs, or B, the artist that would give you like a full immersive experience from beginning to end on an album, on an LP, right? And that's been the model pretty much since, right? And we've considered and we've talked about it at length here at the Rap Roundtable, especially me, the artists that are considered legends in the game and GOATs are the ones that gave us those immersive experiences or those projects with the most amount of enjoyable songs on a project, right? Long play. But I mean, I think that era is coming to a close right now.
So less about industry plans, more about just the natural progression.
I mean, social media has shortened everybody's attention spans. Plus, the fact that like, if you start popping on TikTok and a song blows up, all of a sudden, if you're an artist, the people are telling you now, oh shit, you're lit, you're a star, you have a career now, right? And so now this pressure to go into this career and into this industry, not knowing anything about it other than like you just blew up on TikTok, you have no training in this whatsoever, and then all of a sudden you got a bunch of people, like a large team or whatever, telling you, yo, you got to put this album together. You don't know how to put a fucking album together. You've never even tried to do that shit in your life. You were just happy having one song that was lit. You know what I mean? And so, forcing some of these artists to put out albums, I think is detrimental to certain artists. I think
facts.
We should be aware of the fact that there are going to be artists like a Kendrick or a J. Cole who wants to put out immersive experiences over, a long play project. But then there's going to be, a Drake who just wants to have a song that's popping.
Wow,
and as soon as he gets the song
crazy,
popping,
bro.
he's going to be like, all right, let's put this project together. Let's see how many songs I could get popping off of this project. And that's what it is, right? So, you got to be aware of the fact that certain artists are not made for full-length albums. Some artists are just meant for like a song here, a song there. I said Drake, that might have been a little egregious. Maybe more like Cardi, because that's been Cardi's, career for the past 5 years. She put out one album and then that was it. The rest of it has just been loose.
I didn't expect a sincere rant. But here we are.
So I just think we got to get used to the fact that like the model is changing.
So the reality is it's more about what the model is today as opposed to it being industry plans?
I mean, industry plans are always going to exist though. You know what I mean? But like, I just think that the model itself is changing overall.
Fair play. Mace.
Nah, Sin hit it right on the head. Industry plans have always existed and they still exist. Like, at the end of the day, bro, like, you want to be honest, and I don't mean to keep dragging the 90s, bro, but Tupac was in a full feature-length film before his first album drop, bro. Eminem's album as a white rapper was slid to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre didn't hear this shit on the wrong. There was motherfuckers at Interscope that said, hey, send this shit to Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent had a whole story. I was shot 9 times. I was beefing with Supreme. I'm gangsta. I'm street. Like, if you really want to break down the shit, there've always been industry plans. There's always been artists that music execs have figured out, hey, they got a story, they got a background, they're gonna be the one to pop. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck how the music sound. They're gonna be the one. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I feel like nowadays, when you can go back to a motherfucker's Facebook and you can go back to, you can Google someone's junior high school photos. Nowadays is the easiest day to spot an industry plant. the industry plants were really running wild in the golden era. If you want to keep it a buck, if you want to be honest, you know what I mean? And honestly, I don't feel like it's industry plants.
Chill. Name some names.
I
just did. Three of them. The three of the all-time greatest selling rappers might have been industry plants.
Eminem, 50, and
Tupac. My GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, you just find a motherfucker who just happened to have the mother in the Black Panthers. Coincidence or not, I don't fucking know.
Chat,
but
stand down.
Listen,
now
man.
niggas get with Pac, man.
What he's saying is that their story is sellable, and the people who are in the business of selling records will take these guys,
marketable, man,
and market them to sell records.
Exactly.
But if I could just chime in real quick, because I mean, a sellable story is one thing. Does Coi Leray have
what
a
do you
sellable
think record
story?
We gonna get there.
That is a
we gonna get there.
Industry dude.
Yeah. And my whole thing is that, like, the industry plants didn't prove that the industry was fake. There's been plenty of shit. We found out Drake had ghostwriters, bro. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z bought his album platinum in the first week. Motherfuckers like Gravy was getting shot on purpose for fucking, you know what I mean? Like, notoriety, bro. The kayfabe has been fucking shown, bro. The Montreal screw job is a thing of the past. We know the game is fake, bro. So it's like the industry plans nowadays, we got them, but we always have.
But Finesse 2 times right now with the white boy saying that he's a snitch.
And all that.
The first thing I thought was this is fake. He's just trying to get some clicks. You know what I mean? So
1090 Jake is the devil, man.
Here's what I'll say. I think that the industry plants have ruined the game, but I think they ruined it by accident. Because industry plants in 2023, shit, like let's say 2020, 2019, they've been known, especially their handlers specifically, have been known to take the easy route. And in modern era, the easy route is TikTok. So if you fire on TikTok, you got 1 billion streams on TikTok. That means you're a megastar. That means you get this record deal. That means you get the spins. That means you get the album, right? And I think that because they've realized that before, whereas our industry plant, like who Mace named earlier, you had to run them through the gamut. They still was artists, even if they were plants, you still had artist development. 50 still had to do what he had to do to move those diamond units. M had to move those diamond units. Pac had to move those diamond units because they ran through industry development. Artist development, pardon me. Artist development has been replaced by TikTok. So if a bunch of 14-year-olds are running your views up, right? And I make one video, and let's say 14-year-old me sees Coi Leray, and I watch that video myself at least 1,000 times. I've ran those numbers up. But when the album drops, when we're talking about equivalencies, if one person is watching that video OD times, you run into the problem that it's only 10K units sold because, she got a billion views, but 1 billion views, if you divide it by a handful of people who watched it, you end up with about 10K. You know what I'm saying?
If you look at her numbers on Spotify, like for like monthly users, it's probably like in the millions because niggas keep downloading the same few songs, the remix of players and all that.
So to me, the industry players ruined the game because the handlers have figured out that the internet can inflate your stats. We saw it with 6ix9ine even. You find a way to inflate your stats, make you seem bigger than what you actually are, but in reality, it's algorithms that are designed for you to run numbers up. And it's also people who love your shit and they run your numbers up. Coi Leray to me is a victim of that, for lack of a better word. Because for her to be on the radio as much as she was, to be on stage, to be seen, to be viral as much as he was, to now have 10K units sold, that's tough. Because she was talking big shit on Math's podcast about her chart placements. Right. I watched that clip and I'm like, she did that. Fair is fair. She did that. But who's responsible for who did that? A handful of people? Are you really a star? To me, like, what's real anymore? Who's truly, outside of Taylor Swift, Drake, Kendrick, Lamar, J. Cole on a lesser level, as far as modern day stars, who's really doing that? Uzi, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I know I'm forgetting somebody right now, but the name is escaping me. But it's like there's a handful of people who are really doing that. But the rest of y'all are just a product of boosted numbers. And the fact that record labels are so lazy to do the work, they're relying on social media to inflate the stats. They cut the legs out of these artists. Even DaBaby was a product of social media. And the first time he got canceled, he didn't have real fans who would stand behind him because it was all a social media trend. We shouldn't be relying on trends to establish who the next artist is. It should be real fandom, real music, real elite shit. Coyle Ray don't make elite shit. She's a product of trending.
To that end, I think part of it is laziness on the part of the industry and the labels. But I think also it's just like ignorance, like not, these labels and these label heads and corporate heads, they don't know what to make of this modern era. They don't know how to work it. They don't know how to, spin it in the right way. You know what I mean? Like that old model is
because everything is fake.
And now there's a new model, and they're trying to figure out like how does it actually work. And every time they think that they have it figured out, like it doesn't work out for them. Like, shit.
In the words of Roddy Piper, just when you think you have the answers, we change the questions.
Right.
Let's get up out of here. Walt, we've kept Walt overtime. Walt, we love you. We love you for tolerating our shit. I'm sorry. We got to my favorite segment of the podcast, the mailbag. I was very jealous on 74. I got to do the mailbag without me. And I'm like, this is my favorite segment. This is where we get to talk to the people who talk to us for better or worse. So we got 3 installments of the mailbag. First one comes from Pumpin' Nicky. That's the name.
Hey,
sorry.
Pumpin' Nicky?
Pumpin' Nicky.
Bro.
Pussy ass nigga said Drake is mob tied. Fuck out of here. You dudes clearly are cornballs. Lil Wayne wasn't writing his own shit, or Drake, they don't count. Drake ain't stealing, Jay-Z ain't stealing Biggie's rhymes anymore. Y'all dudes need to stick to music. So I'm not sure what podcast he's been watching, first and foremost. Because for you to say, you know what I mean, Wayne wasn't writing his own shit, Jay-Z isn't stealing Biggie's rhymes, Drake is mob tied or whatever the fuck.
That's not us.
Who said that here?
In fact,
Nobody.
you agree with everything we say on the
right.
podcast.
So I'm like,
I'm really
thank
confused
you,
by
sir.
this. We said that Wayne doesn't write his
scratcher.
shit. I've said that Jay got so much more bosses been bitten in the shit he took from Big. Like it's not even close. It's like it's fractionable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Free world bites holes.
And we randomly mentioned mob ties the last episode. Like,
Right.
in passing.
It was almost like he got mad at the idea that we said it without realizing who we are. And again, that's the thing. I think I've said it in the past. A lot of y'all write comments before you actually listen to us. You know what I'm saying? You fucked around trying to insult us and you agreed with us. That's why I highlighted it on the mailbag, because it's like a lot of y'all niggas are stupid. You know what I mean? How you try to kill us, but you ended up agreeing with all this shit, all of our
points,
rhetoric.
all our talking
you agreed
points.
with
Make
it.
it make sense.
So nobody has to respond to that. To the next one, the Truest, another chat legend.
Shout out
Facts.
to Truist.
He says, Push gotta respond. It's almost too late already. I'm ready to chalk it up as an L at this point. Of course, Sin hating LOL. If not spit those bars, he'd be falling all over himself to D-Rod it. Nas got 4 consecutive 7 to 7.5 albums. Stop capping. Sincere the Rap Song, this is yours.
Listen, like, look, if we're counting this as round 1, it goes to Pusha. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Like, I was saying Pusha has to respond because, like, Jim started talking greasy about, family members and all that. But, like, if Pusha doesn't respond, or if he responds, like, eventually at some point down the line, like, whatever. But, like, if we take this as round 1, like, come on.
It's
Pusha-
the Truest, bro.
Truist
This is what,
dedicated.
like, one record versus one record. Pusha won
Truist
that
likes to shake
round.
the
Like, what are
table.
you talking about?
And then last but not least, we have User. I don't even know if he didn't make a at name, and because YouTube is in the ats now, he fumbled by not creating an at name. So I gotta spell it out. User KY8ND2RZ4F.
Create a name, bro.
Designation.
He says, once again, Jay-Z fans trying to diminish Nas because they have no other way to worship Jay. He spelled worship WARSHIP. He doesn't know how to spell worship.
Wow.
worship.
Who they know has been outclassed. So they have to find a way to try to downplay this man. If you're a fan of hip hop, there's no way you can even fix your own mouth to even entertain the idea that the King's Disease trilogy is overrated. Bitch, hold on.
Wow.
Bitch, by whole in comparison, clown emoji. So, yet again, we're just trying to highlight to y'all the kind of shit we got to deal with. I'm gonna answer this one.
Thank you.
You know,
Please.
this person is commenting on our live where we said, "Is King's Disease overrated?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that live, we were talking about the fact that people in that comment section from the previous videos were telling us, including the truest, that we were overrating the King's Disease series. This person, who has no at name, had to have written this comment before he watched the video. Or he's a bot sent by people who don't fuck with us. I ain't gonna call no names. Or he's a bot sent by people who want us out the paint to write this comment because we've been in the past to said good things about JC. It is what it is. It's documented.
Find better minions.
But another person you sent to try to get us out the paint, apparently. But the reality is, had you pressed play and watched the video, I don't even think we mentioned Hove like that in that video. We were talking about the people who said that we were overrating
A lot of time talking
King's
about
Disease.
Nas.
The original comment came from Deanie calling them 4 classics
Yeah, I
and me
did.
debating it.
Yeah.
Like, there was
That
never
was
a
the
local
conversation,
celebrity
bro.
rapper mentioned.
At all.
It just goes to show you that niggas will either take the instruction from people who need us out the way because we're hurting their business, or people who commented because they watched some old shit from a year ago before they actually pressed play on the video. They just thought we were just hating on Nas, and they didn't do their due diligence, and they let their own ego and opinion get in the way of the facts. I understand. Don't let the facts get in the way of a cool story. I said it just earlier. I understand that.
Right.
But this is when we get on our shit and we talk shit to certain people in the space, it's because we get comments like these. I just wanted to highlight that.
We gave Nas 2 classics out of 4.
Shit, great, good, great, classic. Nobody said any of those albums were good. It was greats
Greats
or
and
classics.
classics.
Nobody
bro.
rated anything under a 4. Any of the 4 was 4 albums. Nothing under a 4.
Nothing
There you
under
go.
4. And it
Last-
was like 4.75s, even 5s. Come on, man.
Last but not least, we are uptown.
Haha.
Walt is calling us names under his breath. But this nice Dominican harlot pulled up on him and said, "Hey, here's some mango. Take it easy."
Te quiero.
Sincere realizes that Walt and this nice
Take it
looking
easy.
woman is outside of his crib eating mango, stepping on his roses, and he needs them too. Get the fuck off his lawn.
Yo, watch
to him,
the
Sin.
tulips too, man.
Please.
Spend a lot of time on them. Look, I'm just gonna reiterate some of the things that I've already said here, and I might have said in some of our past videos. But I feel like it needs to be said again. Anybody that is supporting this quantity over quality culture needs to get off my lawn. Even if that includes some of my brothers from this rap round table.
Sorry, Sin.
I understand the age that we live in, but look, man, I would, at the end of the day, I would much rather have a good quality body of work rather than somebody saying, "Hey, it's summertime, I need to put something out," and that something is kind of half-assed. You know what I mean? Also, like I appreciate artists that do take the time out to like live life and work through issues if they're having issues. If they're having, writer's block or trying, having trouble getting into a creative zone, like taking some time out away from the spotlight, social media, the standard media, all of that. Just take some time away, you know what I mean? Get yourself right, come back when you feel right, and find a story to tell us, you know what I mean? But certain artists, like, again, Drake, that feel this pressure to, like, just because it's a certain season of the year, having to give us something just to tide us over, just to, feed us something half-assed or half-baked, Like, I don't appreciate that because you're not telling me, you haven't stepped away enough to even have a compelling story or compelling song to give me. You know what I mean? You're just giving me rehash shit that sounds like the last rehash shit that you put out because of the same thing, because you felt this pressure to have to come out with something to feed your fans of casuals and basics. You know what I mean? And so no, like I need anybody that feeds into this culture of quality over quantity needs to get off of my lawn. Normalize taking some time away. Normalize, stepping away from the limelight. Normalize, living life so you have a compelling story to tell us the next time you come around. Listen, we love artists' debut albums because they've had an entire life that they've lived that led up to that debut album. But then after that debut album, you want them to come back every 6 months, every year. That doesn't, for the most part, there's certain anomalies that can do that. But for the most part, most people cannot live enough life within 6 months and a year to come back, spin back around, and give us compelling material and a compelling story to tell us the next go around. So just normalize letting artists be humans and stepping away so that they can give us some quality material the next time they come around. And get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Listen, if you just putting out shit for niggas to click the link,
Get off my lawn.
if you on social media saying the link is in my bio,
Get off my lawn.
if you just dropped a fire album and you decided that you needed to roll right back 3 months later, please.
Get off my lawn.
If you feel like you need to protect how lit you are by putting out shit all the time, even if it's low tier, low calorie bullshit,
Get off my lawn.
get the fuck off the lawn.
You know what, Sin?
What up?
The OVO paperwork was filed. The pink slip was ready. We was about to get rid of them. But these beats way too fucking hot. We're not getting rid of Sin, nigga. You crazy?
That's a
We're gonna let
fact.
you keep your OVO chain.
And
Fuck outta
speaking
here.
of that, I know when y'all here to get off of my lawn segment, that means it's time to leave. We have a very special interview right after this with Def Soldier, Social Memphis' own, Rock Nation's own Def Soldier. Make sure that you don't dip off. Stay right in tune. Don't click away. Stay right in tune. And if you click away, you can also
Get off my lawn.
support these artists that we bring onto the platform because they represent what you represent as far as quality in the culture. So again, don't dip off. And as well, he has a freestyle on this said beat that you hear in the background. We do this shit for the culture. We do this shit for y'all. And we don't do no shady shit that only people who read between the lines and catch on to. Know that. We have kept it funky with y'all from day one, and we have no intentions of changing that. Deanie, take us home.
Want to give a shout out to super producer Walt, man. Always putting up with us, brother. We appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to the whole Social Misfit family. Shout out to Def Soldier. Shout out to Coach. It was great to have the brothers here. Stick around for that goddamn interview, y'all. Shit is fire.
Fuck with it.
Salute to Macito, the voice of the young people. Mouthpiece for hustlers. I'm back, motherfucker. You hear the production. You know what it is. I see you bopping. I see you. Holla at this man right here. Sincere, man. 819, man. Hit him on the gram. Hit him on Twitter. Get those beats. Holla at him. Jarvie. Be so fucking happy to have. Don't ever do that to us again, bro. Don't ever have us run the 3-man offense again. Niggas get nervous.
Y'all did a hell of a job, though.
We appreciate you, brother.
Shit, the point guard is
Shout out
back.
to Jarvie, the technician, man. Always on deck, man. I'm Dean the Bound to the Force. With our powers combined, we the fucking rap round table, man. And we out of here.
Yes,
You
sir.
dig? Catch that interview.
The heroes unique.
Don't tune away. Interviews on deck. As promised, Def Soldier, friend of the show, returns to the Rap Roundtable.
Yes. What's goody? What's goody, fellas?
It's been about, I would say, like almost a year to the day that you were on the last time.
yeah, about.
You know what I mean? I would say since that time, there's been a lot of moves that's been made,
Yes.
a lot of elevation, a lot of success. But of course, there's more music. Last time we saw you, it was 42 Square Miles. You broke down the BX experience on wax.
Yes.
Now, Moonlight Marauder. It feels like a totally different vibe from the last time you were here. So before we get into anything else about you, for the new listeners that we have, let us know about your new project, Moonlight Marauder. First of all, what does that even mean for the dummies out there?
Moonlight Marauder, well, first of all, to maraud is to loot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We coming to loot y'all ears. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we doing under the moonlight. You know what I mean? Catch you sleeping if you ain't paying attention. Get caught out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, misfit shit. Feel me?
Talk about it.
Yeah, you know, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Just, you know, we just coming to loot for y'all ears, man. It's a different wave out there. You know what I mean? And, you know, everybody follows the Griselda format, right? Yeah. So, you know, you gotta sometimes, artist-wise, step out of that box and show a different side of it. Like, yo, you can still do it with the sound that you want to do it with. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
You know, artists gonna make good music regardless, whether it's boom bap, whether it's whatever. You know what I mean? You gonna get on there. You know what I'm saying? If it's hitting right, you gonna get right. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right. So let me follow up with a question. You mentioned, you know, the aesthetics of the Griselda movement.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you're talking about like the sonics, the beat selection, drumless beats, the subject matter, etc. So based on what you're saying, if I put on this new project, are we going away from that sound?
Yeah,
okay.
It's something different. Like, you know what I mean? When we sat down, when me and the team sat down, and shout out to Seb Bash, you know what I'm saying? Out of Switzerland. He produced the whole project. So shout out to Seb.
Okay.
Switzerland,
reaching far and wide.
Yeah,
worldwide.
Like, you know what I mean? He sent me a beat one day, and it was like, you know, all right, let's rock with that. And then we did it. That actually was Illustrious. That's the first one we did. And after that, I was like, let's see what else we got going on. And he started sending me beats, and it was just like, I like where this is going. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a certain sound where, you know, I still feel comfortable. I still feel like it's me, but it's a different sound that you're used to if you pay attention to my catalog or, you know what I mean, the recent year or so. It's different for what you normally hear from me. So I think it was just a challenge. It was something that pushes me as an artist to want to do something that's not, you know what I mean, that's not the norm out here, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Just getting on the dusty boom, you know what I'm saying? Boom baps and the loops and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Which I love. Don't get it twisted.
Right. I was about to say that. Like, hold on.
No.
You know, I get a little emotional about that on the internet.
Relax.
I love it.
Like, what you mean by that? That's the essence. You know what I mean?
I love it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We all get, you know what I'm saying? As MCs, we get busy on those type of beats. But, you know, it was just something that, well, you know, I felt like I just needed a change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I needed something different. You know what I mean? Something that's going to have me stand out from the crowd. You feel me? You know what I mean? Become the black sheep of this thing.
What was it that drew you so much to this production? Because from my end, Deanie and I, we heard some of the project, and we were kind of floored by like the quality of the production. And there was something about like the texture of the sound that was like, I actually turned to Deanie and was like, yo, I know this guy had samples over vinyl. Like, you can't get this sound off of anything else other than vinyl. Like, what are some of the things that drew you to his sound?
It was different, and it was just a challenge for me. Like, it was just like, you know, like Coach made the play. You know what I mean? So when Coach made the play, and then he started sending the beats, sending the beats and all that, I was like, all right, this could work. It was just a challenge. It was just something that I wanted to dive into. Like, the beats wasn't the norm, but it was also something that just about it that kind of just made me feel like, oh nah, this will be a game changer if we do this correctly. You feel me? So that was a challenge for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want to make music that stands out. You know what I'm saying? I think I said it the last time I was here. I want a Teflon catalog. These are one of the albums that help that cement that for me. You feel me? That when you go back and you say, oh well, this is not the norm that you hear from me. This is something different, but it's also still Soldier.
We were definitely impressed when we heard what we heard.
Oh man, thank you, man. Thank you.
Nah, I like that, man. I gotta tell you right now, like, you even seem more comfortable in this chair from the last time. The conversation so far is flowing. It seems like there's experiences you've had over the last 12 months or so. Like, it's kind of changed you a little bit. You know what I mean?
No, it definitely did. It did. Like, just
Can you speak to that? Like what experiences have you led to that got you to this point where I'm comfortable doing interviews, I'm comfortable talking about my craft without having to think about it too much, etc.
Knowing that it's real and it's reachable. You feel me? Like, you know, when you first, as an artist, when you start moving around, everything it feels fast, right? So then it slows down, and you kind of see the playing field for what it is now. Like, all right, I know what I got to do. I know how to handle this now. So, you know, touring, going to different countries and seeing people reacting to my music the way they reacted to my music, it's like, oh no, you really got this. You got this. Because you know, we all walk in as artists, rappers, we all go into this like, yo, we the cockiest nigga. I'm the illest nigga in the world, right? But in the back of your mind, you feel you want people, you know what I'm saying? When you get on that stage, you want people to feel it. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you might get that doubt, like, oh, maybe it's not that as good as what I think it is, you know what I'm saying? And touring and seeing that and seeing people really reacted to it and seeing the fan base grow kind of helped me with that, you know what I mean? It showed me that, oh no, this is real, you know what I mean? So all you gotta do is just keep your head down and keep firing. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
talk
be there.
your shit though. Like where you been at? Where you what countries
we've been to Germany, we've been to Tbilisi, we've been to Amsterdam, we've been to London, we've been to Paris. You know what I'm saying? Next time we're gonna hit Switzerland, man. We supposed to been out there, you know what I mean? But we're gonna hit Switzerland soon. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like that was
gotta hit
crazy.
your man 7 when you get over there.
Yeah, right. You know
Gotta
what I'm
link
saying?
up.
It was just crazy, just being, you know what I'm saying, across the pond, and it's like, yo. They look at it, you know what I'm saying? You get on that stage and the people reacting to it, and they're like, oh, this is crazy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. After the show, they like, yo, nah, you was ill, and it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
What was your favorite place? Not to play favorites out there. Like, I'm sure they were all equally great.
What place that treated you the best?
Your best experience.
There we go.
The most fun?
Amsterdam for the weed, of course, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I always wanted, that was on our bucket list, you know what I'm saying, for me to go out there. But the best time, I ain't gonna lie, is Tbilisi. I had a great time in Tbilisi, man. That was ill, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I never even heard of that place before.
Bro,
you know what
I'm about to Google map it right now, bro.
You better than me. I was like, I don't know where that's at, but I ain't saying shit.
Yo,
I ain't want to sound uncultured. You know what I'm saying?
We all right here. All right, bet.
But that's the crazy thing about that. It was that they genuinely knew what was going on. They was tapped in. When we got there, they was tapped in. They roll out the red carpet for us. It was like kings out there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was beautiful to see because we never been there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, fun fact, I think we was the first East Coast rappers out there, right? On the hip hop act, right?
That's good.
Coolio was the only act that was there before hip hop wise. You know what I'm saying? So it was real dope. That was you know what I'm saying? We made history going out there. You know what I mean? And the love, the crowd. Man, listen. Oh man, like it's hard to recreate that energy that we see. Now it's hard for me to tell you if you wasn't there, but when I tell you,
you have to be there. Yeah, it's one of those.
It was incredible. Man.
Nah, like I wasn't there, but I seen the footage. You know what I'm saying? I seen the way people were reacting, man. And salute to the fans out there, and you know what I'm saying, in Europe, bro. They really do support, man. Like they really come out. I see them chanting, singing word for word.
10 toes down, man.
Merchandise signing, and you know what I'm saying? They really support. Salute to them for doing their thing.
That's a fact.
I appreciate that.
Salute to everybody that was out there, man. From Germany to London, Paris to Amsterdam to Tbilisi. They show wild love, and look, I'm trying to go back.
Would you say that overseas experience, meeting different, you know, cultures, people who speak different, even if it's English, speak a different language, did that play a role in the creative process for this project?
Yeah.
As far as
because I understood that there's a market that seriously love hip hop, and they not just, you know, the norm. They like everything of hip hop. Okay. So you know, you could give them something like Moonlight Marauder, and they're gonna appreciate that like it's the best thing in the world. You feel me? Like they just they absorb it differently than the States. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's no knock to the States or nothing like that, but they just they feel the music differently. You feel me? So, when I approached the record, it was just more like, you know, not to say I was writing to tap into those type of fans, but I knew that the sound was gonna really generate differently over there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hit a certain way.
Like you knew there was more than what you had done previously as far as the audience base. Like sonically, there's more I could tap into essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I like that approach. So, as far as this project goes, are there any, like, if I'm a new fan of Def. I came across you at a show. I didn't know who you were. Now, this is the first project since I came to that show. Are there certain standout songs on this project that I need to look for that yo, when I was in the studio, like, I bodied that. This is a record that's going to stand.
Man, because it changed every day. But I would say We in the Way, CD 101.9. It's a few joints on there that are really, you know what I mean? Like, oh, shoot, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? The Bob Ross joint, I like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sleaze, you know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, Jizzy Blanco. He's on there, you know what I mean?
Sleazy.
You know what I mean? But it's a few joints. I think you're going to like the album as a whole. I think the cohesiveness of the album is kind of like, it flows very well. I think you're just gonna like everything.
It
You know
does.
what I mean?
I
Flows
can
very well.
tell
So-
you from having heard it, it does. It like beginning to end, I was like, yo, there's no, I was like, this shit is fire. There's no skips on this.
That's what we aim for.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's what we aim for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we
we
aim
can
for
hear
a
that.
non-skip album. You feel what I mean? Like when the last non-skip album? You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. I gotta play devil's advocate a little bit, just a little bit. Going back to the sound, you have a fan base who's expecting a certain thing of Def Soldier. You've decided to, I'm gonna go left a little bit on this one. What do you say to those people that say this is not the Def Soldier I signed up for?
Rock with me.
Okay.
Just rock with me, because as an artist, you don't want me to stay in the box. You don't want me to keep doing the same thing over and over again, right?
You would
How many
think.
times I'm gonna just, you know what I mean?
Like, tell you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you want to see me. You want to see the experience. You want to hear that. You want to hear the growth of an artist, right? So I don't want to hear somebody talking about just being on the block all day, being in the hallway all day, slinging like, all right,
Right.
we heard you do that, right?
Right.
But if you call yourself an artist, what else can you do? What can you teach me? What kind of gems you drop? As an artist, did you grow? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you do something? We didn't want to see Denzel doing the same type of movies. We don't want to see Will Smith doing the same type of movies. We want to see something. We want to see the artist grow. We want to see you be able to step out your comfort zone. And this was a challenge for me. And I pride myself on doing that and still keeping my core following.
Okay.
Hear
You know
that
what I mean?
artists
I like
out
that.
there, challenge yourself.
Yeah,
I
so
like
I don't
that.
feel. I don't
keep
feel
doing
like
the
I'm
same shit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't feel like I'm gonna lose anything. I feel like it's gonna be, you always gonna have the good and the bad, right? So I feel like it's gonna be some people that say, I don't really, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like, for those people who feel like that, it'll catch up to you later. It'll catch up, and you'll
Before you
understand
ask
what I'm
that
doing.
question, I just want to say this is an artist saying that.
Yes.
And when we
Right.
say, if you a fan of an artist and they decide to go on a journey outside of their comfort zone, instead of bitching on the internet, follow them.
Work with
To me,
Or
like,
at least try.
right,
Walk
like
with 'em.
in this internet age, I feel like a lot of fan bases are phony. They like an aesthetic. They don't really like the artist.
Yes.
They like what the
Exactly.
artist is doing sonically. If you really fuck with said artist and he decides he wants to do something, or she decides they want to do something else, take the ride with them. Like, back in our day, Reasonable didn't sound like Volume 2, which didn't sound like Blueprint. But we took the trip.
Facts.
Shit, 36 Chambers ain't sound like Forever.
Yep.
But we took the trip.
Yep, that's a fact.
That's what I
Illmatic
want to say.
Tape
Go ahead,
was
Sam.
Yeah, man. So speaking on actors, you mentioned a couple of actors there. Can you tell us a little bit more about like the accompanying feature that's coming along with the
All right,
album?
so yeah, definitely. So
All right.
we decided to, when we approach an album, we want to do something different, right? You want your rollout to be different, right? You don't want to just be in the camera rapping all the time, right?
Right,
Everybody
right.
does that. So we decided to go with a movie.
Mm.
And, a lot of the songs on the album is, every time I make an album, it's about my life. It's about what's going on, past, present, you know what I'm saying, what I see in the future. So we decided to do a movie, and it's kind of based on, you know what I mean, me growing up, losing a brother,
Oh, okay.
right?
This is real life?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. You feel me? So it's a little spin to it. I don't want to give it all up.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It's a little spin to it. But we definitely decided to make this a film and say, look, we went back to the Moonwalker days with, and the streets is watching, where it's like, this is a feature film
That's-
for the album. You know what I'm saying? Instead
Yeah.
of just dropping a single in the video and you just rap in front of the camera. Nah, we ain't want to do that. Let's make a film about the album. You know what I'm saying? About Marauded. About, you know what I mean? Taking the ears back, taking the listeners back. And, when you see the film, you're going to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because they go hand in hand. So when you see the film, you're going to understand the album more. You know what I mean? When you hear the album, you're going to understand the film more. You know what I mean? So it goes hand in hand. Shout out to Hassan Johnson, you know what I mean? Who
Yes.
signed up to the film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to, it's a lot of cast members that's in there. I can't remember their right name. Shout out to Raina Simone, who helped narrate the album. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jay Skis, who dropped a verse on the album. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So this is a fully thought out experience.
Yeah.
You know what I
We
mean?
don't play.
Honestly,
Listen, a social
Well,
misfit, we don't play. Like this is
listen.
not something that
you
we
got
come
another
in.
not
question,
just
Sam? I don't
like-
want to step on you.
Well,
You got another question before I go in?
No, I was gonna ask how that relationship with Hassan Johnson. If y'all don't recognize the name Hassan Johnson, we be from The Wire.
Yes.
You know what I mean? How did that relationship? Can you talk
man,
about that
like,
a little bit?
listen,
How did that come
man.
up?
Big dog run the plays, man. Coach, man, he got a certain line on certain people that was able to contact Hassan.
Coach.
And you know, when he heard the album, he was like, "Oh nah, what's up? Let's do something." And then he saw the script and was like, "I'm invested."
Now that's real because he heard the album.
He heard the
was
album,
like,
yeah.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, and then you know, man, he read the script and was like, "Yeah, I'm in." You know what I mean? So once that happened, it was like, "Oh, this is really," you know what I mean? Because you know, as you working towards it, it's like, yeah, we making this happen, but there's certain pieces that you need to, you know, to complete.
Right.
So when he jumped on board, it was like, "Oh, I bet."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's do it. Like, you know what I mean? He was fully invested in it. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hassan, man. Like, he didn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't there on some, you know what I mean? He came through real professional and showed love, man. And
He wasn't on no Hollywood shit, basically.
yeah, man. And he
got
really
that.
helped it. He really helped the film, man. You gonna enjoy it, man. I can't wait, man. Moonlight Marauder, man. You heard?
Let's stay with the film. Another connective thread that we talk about on this pod is the old school way of promoting projects, right? Like we feel personally, I know the table doesn't like the idea of the project drops Friday and you're telling me on Thursday that it drops tomorrow.
Yeah.
As opposed to giving me a date, giving me some promo, giving me something that builds the anticipation. So the idea of doing a movie and attaching a visual to it, doing the trailer that y'all dropped on the socials as well, that's fire. Shout out to Coach. So the whole idea of this question is, what is the whole idea and the vibe like working with Coach to have that visionary behind you to say, yo, let's do it this way? Because sometimes, you know, you work with people, it's like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Especially as a rapper. I know rappers, we like our ideas.
Yeah.
Like, what is it like for you to say, all right, Coach, you know, I'm going to follow you on this one. We're going to make this play. Are you comfortable with that? Like, what made you comfortable with that, et cetera, et cetera?
From the first time I met him, we sat down and we had a conversation. It wasn't really just about management. It was just about like personalities and what he saw and
on a human level.
Yeah, right. And it was like, yo, look, before I jump in the whip with you and take this journey with you, you gotta promise me that you got my best interest.
Right.
And he gave me his word, and then after that I seen the move that he was making. I ain't got no problem, man. You know what I'm saying? He a student of the game. You know what I mean? He ain't in here for the, you know what I'm saying, for the quick buck and yo, I just want to make somebody big and get up out of here. Nah, he's really in it for the purity of the game.
For the love of the game.
You feel me? And that's important because that's what we want to keep the torch alive. You know what I'm saying? So he understands that era, and he used to do it. You know what I'm saying? He used to be out there in the field. So it's like, why not go with somebody who had that experience already? You know what I'm saying? That could say, nah, I know what we're gonna do. This the move we're gonna make. It's the right move we're gonna make. You know what I'm saying? Of course, do I want to? You know what I'm saying? Do we kind of come at crossroads a little bit? You know what I'm saying? But that's just
creative process. You gonna bump
exactly
heads.
right. But at the end of the day, we all find common ground and we make it work. You know what I'm saying? My brother ain't steer me wrong yet. You know what I mean? So.
And when that happens, like, you got that trust.
Yeah, man, trust all the way. Yeah, because you know you dealing with my career. This is I'm putting my all into this. You know what I'm saying? So you managing the blood, sweat, and tears, and trying to make it like, yo, look, I'm a mold that into something. You know what I mean? That people are gonna appreciate the brand and everything. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? You hold the keys to that. You know what I mean? So if I got an idea, he could bring it to life for me. You know what I mean? He's gonna make sure that he got my best interest. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like having nobody like that in your corner. You know what I mean?
That's fire. That's fire. So now I'm gonna ask another question. You know, it's on the internet, so I'm gonna ask it.
Shoot it.
You put the work in. 10 toes down. Project after project. Stage after stage. Jarv goes on the internet one day. He's scrolling. You know, minding his business on company time, getting paid to do nothing. And then I see my homies is in the Rock Nation office.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that like? Forget you signing Rock, whatever. What was that like being in that room? Considering where you started from to get to that space. I just want to know what it was like in that moment.
It was surreal because, you know, we all, you know, I never been to a label meeting. Never had a label meeting in my life. You know what I mean? I never went down to Def Jam. I never went to none of these places to do anything.
I mean, I did that shit. Shout out to Atlanta.
When
fuck y'all, but still.
When he gave me the, you know what I mean? When he gave me the call,
always.
He gave me the call and he was like, "Yo, we got a meeting at Rock Nation." I'm at work, mind you. I'm like, "What you talking about? You sure? Like, word?" I said, "You telling me this? I'm leaving. I'm out of here right now. Like, I'm leaving right now." He's like, "Yo, I'm dead serious. We got one. It's lined up." A few days went by, and then he called me back. Like, yo, that's on the day I left work. I'm not coming back. I'm out of here. right? Boom. I know what it was. We gone now. It's over. When we get in there and it was like, you know, you still get the jitters, like, oh my goodness, I'm in the office. When I got
That's
in the
what I
office,
wanted to hear, because I'm like, oh shit, we in this office.
yeah,
You know what
like,
I
you know
mean?
what I'm saying? When I
See
get to
them
the door,
logos?
yeah, I got to the door and they had the name tag and everything for me. And I'm like, oh, you know I was coming and all that? Like, oh, for real? Like, it's really
Oh,
like,
this
it's
is formal.
for real, you know what I'm saying? So just being in there and hearing them say, you know, it was a genuine talk. It wasn't like, yo, we just like your music, so we wanna put you on the label because, you know what I mean? We think it was a real, like, no, we could help your brand. We
Right.
could help your brand expand. It was more, I felt comfortable. It was just like talking to Coach. I felt like that again. It was like, oh no, this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it was just oh man, listen, man, I look at that picture all the time like I was really there. You know what I'm saying? I was really there. Like the hard work paid. You know what I'm saying? Not say that it paid off, but the hard work to get me here. Now I get to really, really put in the work.
Yes.
I get to really, I got the backing now to really shake shit up the way I want to shake shit up. You know what I mean? So just being in there was just surreal, man. It was just unbelievable just to be in there and sit down with people that said, yo, I like your music. I like what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I want to bring you aboard.
Nah, it's nothing iller than putting the work in and then seeing the dividends on the other side of that. A lot of times you can spend a lot of years doing shit and you don't go nowhere. So to get that
Not
based
us.
on what you did, based on what you did and not nothing else,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful feeling. So now I got another question for you. I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm dominating. I mean, I like Def. Def is a good guy.
I
we gonna
respect
go-
the pick and roll.
We gonna go back to like winter 2022 when we first met you,
Okay.
right? We was in Williamsburg. You was on stage. At the time, I didn't even know Coach was managing you. I was like, this guy's dope. I want him on the pod.
Yeah.
Before I knew any connection, I'm like, I want this guy on the pod. If you could look back to that time when we first met up until now, as an artist, like, how different are you and in what way?
I'm more mature on how to approach albums.
Okay.
Right? Before I met Coach, I was kind of, not to say I was just rapping on beats that I got, right? You know what I mean? Not to say that I was just doing that. I was able to put albums together, but I looked at it a lot differently, right? I approached, you know, how to be able to expand the brand a lot more, right? So it wasn't just before me, I'm just getting on stage rapping. Oh, were you like that? I bet. Follow me. And I get on stage and I leave, right? But now it's like, no, you gotta be out there, you gotta shake hands and you gotta talk. So I feel like as an artist, I'm more mature, I'm more, you know, aware of what I got going on, what I have in front of me. Before I just rap my way into getting to where I want to get. I could rap every day. Now the door's open. Nah, it's not like that. It's a lot more to it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I kind of knew that back then, but now, you know what I mean? Coach makes sure I'm on my 10 toes. Like, yo, nah, we gotta do this. We gotta handle that. We gotta handle that. So now I just feel like I'm more mature as an artist.
You got a more of a understanding of the process.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just not just rapping. You know what I mean? You gotta really be on the business.
Squeeze in.
Oh yeah.
Nah, because this is the perfect timing because like my question is sort of along the lines of what Jarvis is asking. But my question is more so like in terms of like past year with all your experiences, you know, going on tour, Rock Nation, making this film plus, you know, this new album project. What are some lessons that you've learned in the past year that you some jewels that you can pass along to somebody that's, you know, at an earlier stage than where you are right now?
Stop doubting yourself.
Shit.
Stop doubting yourself.
Doubt is a motherfucker.
You know what I mean? Because that it's a disease.
It's a
You
cancer,
feel me?
bro.
You know what I mean? It's a disease, and I had a lot of it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna sit here in front. I had a lot of doubt about, you know, me being able to do certain things in this industry. Don't doubt yourself. You feel me? Like I could sit here and boast and brag to you and say I'm the illest dude in the world, right? But then you have to show that, right? And then sometimes when we get alone artists, we tend to like, oh, it's not. When we see somebody else getting that.
Right.
Oh, how he getting that? I'm
Right.
better than, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
How he
That's,
getting that?
we
right
sound like me right now.
We know.
I say that a lot. Like, these
Preaching to
niggas
the
is not
choir.
fucking with us. Like,
Yeah, just
what are
stop.
they doing?
We know.
Not
Exactly.
fucking
So
with us.
just stop doubting yourself, man. Just keep doing what you do. Keep doing what
Right.
you do. You know what I mean? And then, you know, not to say that it's made for everybody, because, you know, it's like the NBA. Just because you're good doesn't mean you will make it on the court. You feel me?
Talk
Doesn't
about
mean
it.
you gonna- but you got to be able to still you got to put the work in. You know what I mean? A lot of people get that shine and they just say, all right, cool. No, you gotta put the work in. So there's times where you go to we do that show. I gotta come back home and I gotta write music. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't go to sleep. I gotta write this song because gotta keep, it's exercise.
It's
you
a
know what I mean?
job also, like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Like, when you hear stories with Kobe talking about I'm taking a plane 4 a.m. to go to the gym to shoot around,
Right.
come home, take my kids to school. I'm going back to the gym to shoot around.
right.
I come home to pick my kids up. I got a game tonight.
Yeah.
You feel
I don't
me?
need no
well-
Knicks fans talking about Kobe, though. Like, let's
Nah, I
you know
love
what I mean?
it.
Like, slow down. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Nah,
Slow
but
down, man.
what was that story? Motherfuckers was coming back from the club. They met Kobe on his way to the
you
gym.
feel me? Like,
that's
I just
a
feel
different
I feel like
mentality completely.
exactly. I
Savage
feel
mode.
like you gotta have
Shout
that.
out Iverson.
you gotta have that savage mode. You gotta be able to still act like you eating ramen noodles every day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta feel like you still got that. You know what I mean? The shrimp and lobster ain't coming yet. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Ain't coming yet. So you gotta. I'm on a ramen noodle diet still. You know what I mean? And I try to show that, and I try to put that into my music. You know what I mean? And, in everything I do. Anything I do. You know what I'm saying? Once I step outside, once you see me, I want you to understand that I want this more than anything. So, you know what I mean? If I gotta get you out the way to get there, I'm gonna get you out the way to get there.
Respect.
It's just
that.
the misfit
shit.
way.
Top tier hunger right there,
The
bro.
misfit way.
You know what I mean? Mace, Dini, I got anything to add? Y'all been in the cut. Let me and Sink cook.
I'm just watching y'all niggas like, these niggas answering all my questions.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I was like, get they playing this?
The super ISO triangles broke.
I ain't gonna lie. That's Kobe
man.
and Power over
Pick and
here,
roll.
bro. You know what I mean?
Now we gotta divvy the crumbs of the work. These niggas
Go
the
ahead,
whole
defense.
time.
You know what I mean?
Yo, now I gotta get my little 0.4 second shot now. Yo, my man brought up the fact that this has been almost a calendar year. And I ain't gonna lie, pause, man. Everything's different about you, bro. Like when I first met you, I was like, that nigga's a confident nigga. I could tell by the way he attacked the stage, the way he was just cooking with the bars. You got off stage, walked right. It just so happens we lined right up, and I dapped and I said, "Yo, you different, bro." Nigga said, "I appreciate that." I knew who I was kind of coming to see as far as talent. I knew I was gonna see talent niggas, but you were very different, bro. And I've been to several of your appearances. You know what I'm saying? We did to the 42 square miles.
Yes.
Album release.
Yes.
Was it Catch Up?
Yep. At
Catch Up Gallery.
Yep.
Then
And you did the show. I did the headliner show. My first headliner show. You was there. You know what I'm
Dig?
saying?
So
Yeah.
I've experienced you in action a lot. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So
You know the rap round table gets out the studio.
We
you
get-
know?
we
You know what I mean?
outside.
Just
We
saying.
outside. We out here.
That's a
SOB.
Yeah. I was just there. I didn't perform there. I was just
No.
there.
The one fuck. No, you was bro. I seen you perform at SOBs, dog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
You wasn't at you
You
didn't
gonna tell us, man? where you
Nah,
performed
the
at?
one with Griselda, you wasn't on that?
Nah, I wasn't on that one.
Oh, that was wrong. My fault.
Yeah, it was-
That was
that's
wrong.
okay, don't worry about it,
Scratch that. I was wrong. I knew it was a.
I was there though.
I knew it was a coach affiliate.
I was there, yeah,
I
I
dapped
was
you there.
there. Yeah,
I
we
dapped you
talked,
there.
we talked.
During the Almighty Season show. But I've watched your elevation, bro, and I'm like really proud of you. You know
Thank
what I'm
you.
saying?
Thank you.
I know niggas don't really tell niggas that a lot. Like, yo, I'm proud of you. I'm really interested. I'm really invested in what you're doing.
Appreciate it.
And the shit you've been doing, my brother, you've come a long way. Shout out. My tape is militant minded. Bro. That's my tape. Shout out to Street of G.
Yeah,
You know, that's my shit. That's
activated.
That's when
my
I
God.
first pretty much caught wind. You know what I'm saying? I know you had a couple tapes before that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was late. We was late, but I just want to give you your flowers. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
thank you, man.
Like
Thank
your
you.
energy different. Remember when Mace was like, Ace was like, my body different. I
Yeah.
talk different. Like
Yeah.
everything's different, bro.
Bro, because, you know,
In an
That's a
amazing
fact,
way. In
bro.
an
So I
amazing
told him, I
way.
said, yo, this is not the same nigga we interviewed a year
In an
ago, bro.
amazing way.
That's real. Because-
you just your energy is just your energy's
Yeah.
on 10, bro.
because I see it. The grass is greener now.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about it.
You know what I mean?
Alright.
So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, like we run it's a tight ship at Social Misfit, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my
Shout out
brothers,
to the
you know
Misfits
what
in
I
the
mean?
building
Shout out
tonight.
to Teej
Right.
Austin, shout
Amazing
out to Bang,
organization.
shout out to Streeter, shout out to Sleeves, you know what I mean? Just
T,
Blanco,
T.
shout out to Nave, you know what I mean? Shout, you know what I mean?
Big
So
Austin, salute.
those like we got some sharp shooters there. You feel me? And you know,
It's a great team, bro.
we ain't here to slack and do nothing that's gonna, you know what I mean? We trying to be the next regime. I believe we are the next regime. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna
Talk about
it's gonna make some waves in this game. You know what I mean? That you're gonna remember 10 years down, like, oh, those guys. You know what I mean? Those guys was really about it. I mean, we in the way. Let y'all
Before Mace jump in, I got one more question.
Go ahead,
know.
man.
Dream feature.
Styles P.
Might be able to pull up on that man that juices for
Yeah.
life.
Yo, the crazy,
Some
yo,
straight
the
up.
crazy thing is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I can see
you
that
work,
too.
Yeah, man, you work to get, you know, the know, because, you know, it's not about just, you want the respect from your peers. You know what I mean? And he's one of the dudes that, you know, that kind of, I studied since the beginning of this. You know what I mean? Like, he was one of my favorite ones of all time. Still my favorite ones. You know what I mean? So, I want for him to look at me and be like, nah, you one of them, or say like, yo, nah, you nice. That's
You can
it.
make that happen,
That's
bro.
it. That's it. You know what I mean?
He's an
Like,
uptown brother. You an uptown brother.
yeah, you know what I mean? I believe it's gonna happen. It's gonna
Respect
happen
the
sooner
grind.
than later. You feel me?
I'm
You
sure
know
he
what I
would.
mean?
I'm sure he would really appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. I believe
would.
so too. I believe so. And we met a few times. I told him, I said, yo, one day we're gonna be on a song together. It's a few times. I got a picture. I mean, I can't even throw that out, man. But, you
Ain't
know,
that
I
ill?
got a picture. I got a
But
picture.
Steph,
You gotta-
ain't
I got a
that
picture.
ill to go from like saying we gonna be on the features to now? We kind of in the same airspace, so
Yeah,
you gonna get that
man.
feature.
And I believe it. I believe it. And I, you know what I mean?
Put it out there.
I put a bow on everything since the chat probably wondering if Jav threw me on mute for this one.
I
but
love y'all chat. Don't worry.
We don't actually have a mute button at the table. That's just on Zoom.
Nah, we have Walt. He's the mute button. Walt, we shut the mics
Right.
off in the
Walt
past.
won it.
We will do it again.
But I'll say this. Since 42 square miles, we've seen, just like you say, people shouldn't be surprised because I feel like you strategically guided your way towards a more cinematic sound, a more cinematic style.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see it immediately after your last project. So I say that. I say you switch your style. We've seen viral freestyles, international tours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Rock Nation in the background. You know what I mean? What's the next? What is your next goal in the game? Like achieving so much since we last spoke to you. What's the next move?
I want to jump into acting. That was always kind of like, you know, a plan B for me. Right?
Wow,
You know what I mean?
bro.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy, bro.
Yeah, I always want I always felt like that was a
I
plan,
fuck with
plan B, but my love for music was always there. Like I watch movies for the dialogue and how you acted in certain things. Like I watch movies differently from certain people. So it's like I was like, I could do that. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I role play with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Randomly. Like I pull up to their school and be a whole different person. They looking at me like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like I was doing crazy stuff like that.
Dad, you told me not to talk to strangers, but you're acting like a stranger.
You
What's
feel me?
going
You know
on?
what I'm saying? But no, acting is something I wanna get into. You know what I'm saying? As well as still doing my music, because I feel like I still got a lot to tell. I have a lot of story. I got a lot of things that I held back, you know, for certain albums and certain ideas that I have. So it's a lot more coming musically. But you know, acting is something that I think I could really, you know, tackle and you know what I mean, submit myself in. You know what I mean?
Form of expression.
That's right.
So to bring it full circle, doing a movie for this project, that you were in your bag then.
Yeah, like it was, you know, it was something that I pride myself. Like I went to the set, like, oh nah, I gotta really do this. You know what I mean? Because this is my time. Because when you see it, I want you to understand that I wasn't just somebody just put the camera on and you just act. No, I take this very seriously. I want you to, you know, I want you to believe in what you see. You know what I mean? Because that's the great actors, right? When you hate somebody, you like, I hate you, man. I hate what you did. You know what I'm saying? And they a real person. You look at them, you like, yo, son, I did not like you in that movie, yo, for real. I wanna. That's to me, that's good acting.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay.
And I kind of, that's something that, you know, I want to achieve. You know what I mean?
So I'm expecting more Top Boy and less money and violence from your acting. Man. That's what you're saying to me.
yo, man.
Coach in the cut.
Coach
You know what
said,
I'm saying? No
100%.
state pride, no money. Yo, listen, we pride ourselves on not making it look anyway like, you know what I mean? No disrespect to those movies, but you know what I mean?
Quality.
Yeah, that was a model. That's a fact. No state prop shots. That look like state prop shots. Don't they do that?
What hand you roll up with?
You know what I'm
Shit.
saying? So, you know, when y'all,
respect that.
listen, man, when y'all see it, man, Moonlight Marauder, when y'all see the film, y'all gonna understand that, you know.
Do you have a date on when that drops?
Oh, the film?
Yes.
The film is, you know, around the, you know what I mean? It's coming. I don't really got a full date. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I don't want to say, but it's
Loading.
coming. Yes. You know what I mean?
and the
But the
music
album is
project-
definitely dropping the 12th. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all go get that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Moonlight Marauder.
last but not least, for the people who might not know who you are
Uh-huh.
and they want to tap in more with Def Soldier after this interview, where can they find you on the socials?
Find me everywhere, Def Soldier, man. DEFSOULJA. Everywhere is uniform. You know what I mean? Just type that in. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, Facebook. You know what I mean? Rock with your boy, man. YouTube, everywhere. You know what I mean?
July 12th, when this drops, is the 11th, so that means tomorrow.
Tap in.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Fuck with
Tap
him.
in.
Go
July
find that.
12th.
Follow us on the
Turn it up.
socials. We'll have his link on our socials for you to download that project.
Big Browns.
Def, you know, a lot of times the sequel is not better than the original, but I gotta say tonight, the sequel definitely lapped the original. This interview
thank
was
you, man.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the listeners definitely got to know you a little bit more, and I look forward to whatever's next for you. I appreciate you coming on here tonight, and part 3 next year, same time.
Let's do it,
Let's
man.
do it.
Like, thanks for
Yes, sir.
having me, man.
Time,
You know
same
what I'm
back
saying? Y'all
channel.
guys are dope, man. So, you
Yes,
know what I
sir.
mean? It's always love.
Appreciate
It's like
you, brother.
family being here. You know
Def
what I mean?
Soldier, salute, bro.
Yeah, thank
sir.
you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir.
If you want it, better aim for it. No handouts, no excuses. Plan for it. Pray you execute. Cause life will lock his chokehold till you're blue. I feel disgusted every time I watch the news. Another one of us killed, another win for the boys in blue. See, ain't shit changed, but let me switch lanes. I want riches, no big change, just a nice crib. But lost figures in the bank, but I figure to achieve those, you gotta hustle hard to keep the heat close. Gotta learn how to be low. Watch the snakes who creep. Catch them, let it bang and watch them leak slow. Keep a blunt lit, medicate my mind with a strong dose. It keeps me focused on this dog road. It keeps me focused on this dog road. Mama said it be times like this. Why grind like this? But she never thought I commit a crime like this. It's that fast money hustle, mama. And I love it. And yes, I be careful and watch the demons that it come with. I seen dreams turn to nightmares over light stairs. All for that fast money. But he told me he'd blast for me. He put it on his mama here, blast for me. But then he switched gears and failed the test. She's a crash dummy. All for that fast money. All for that. Yo, a loss ain't a loss if you're learning. You talk a lot, but what you earning? The rich move quiet with loud actions. Hatred means your soul burning. My mind strong, my heart determined. You style surfing. Copycats with face tats. Damn, your soul's purchased. For the fame, the game will use you till you're worthless. Live is not promised, but death is certain. Your time's up, show done, close curtains. Let's move on. My click assertive. Send you where's no returning. You niggas want to get back, but you nervous. I'm high sipping bourbon in the black Suburban. You sipping tea, chilling with pigs. You niggas Kermits. Worthless. Get bevy, leave 'em 6 feet below the surface. Soldier, gotta get it. Yeah, I'm always working. I'm on it. All that bullshit I'm not concerned with. Snitch niggas breathing air, but they don't deserve it. I'm out. Def Soldier, Moonlight Marauder coming out July 12th. Social Misfit, Equity, Rock Nation, shout to Rap Roundtable, you know what I mean? And I'm done.